Hey everybody, this is Tim Lock here. We're just starting a $10 sit and go. This is the first hand here. Um, Been getting a couple requests to, see a video about from start to finish on one of these sit and goes. So I decided to, honor that request here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I might, I'll probably have to split this up into a few different videos in order to make it work on YouTube, but Um, with pocket nines here, nobody raised first hand. I'm gonna just go ahead and raise it big. I raised it a little bigger than I normally would, but that's just because this is a $10 sit and go. So people are more likely to call with just worse hands. I likely think that my nines are the best right now, but after the flop, there's a good chance that they won't be the best. So we want to put a little bit of money in pre-flop, make someone make a bad call, and we'll take it from there. And they both call. But see, like I said here, that's not a very good flop for my hand. And I'm not gonna get trapped. I think I'm just gonna check behind. I put in a raise pre-flop. I don't want to just get trapped by like a queen king or something like that. This is a little more interesting here. A queen will probably bet out. So if they check, I might fire out a little bet here. And he goes all in, so obviously I can't call that, regardless of what he has. So lost a little bit on that hand, but I still think we played it pretty well. Could have just limped pre-flop, um, but with position on both of the people and no one really showing any strength, I didn't think that anyone had tens or tens or better. So, but we lost probably the minimum there. I mean, we still have 1,380 chips. It's no big deal at all. So it's a Thursday morning right now. I'll look around the table, see where people are from. Delta. You see a lot of European players at this time of day. I don't even know what that is. Malov, Yepun, New Quay, Perth. Yeah, you see there's not. Okay, there's finally an American right there. So there's like two Americans maybe at this table, and then the rest are from Europe or the East. Not that that really matters at all, but you see that a lot when if you play in the mornings. You'll see that a lot of people from Europe are playing at that time. Ace seven here. I mean, any ace like this is an easy fold when the person under the gun does a standard raise. There's no value in playing an ace high there. Even an ace jack, I'd fold there. Um, Ace queen would probably be the only time I would play a hand right there, and I'd probably re-raise just to see where I'm at. Alright, so you see he just showed a jack-jack proudly. Um, right now I'm going to make a note that 3x under the gun equals jack-jack. It's always good whenever you get to see someone's hand like voluntarily like that. Um, make a little note of it. My little method is just 3x under the gun, three times the big blind, UTG equals jack jack. So, even if you can keep collecting information like that, you get like 10 hands or every 20 hands from this one player, you'll have a pretty good idea of what he's playing when he makes certain plays. So that's something good to do. If you're just one tabling and you're playing early in the sit and go like this, you're going to be folding most of your hands. So it's good to still pay attention to the table and see what people are playing like, because that information will come in handy later. Like right here, this guy played a 410 out of position. I think he just limped, but I'm gonna go back and check. Um, yeah, he limped. So my note on him now is going to be a limp early position equals 410 suited. Meaning that if he limps, it's probably going to be a weak hand. Um, I mean, I can't just form that opinion already after one hand, but like I said, after 10 or 20 hands like that, then you can have a pretty good idea of how people play. And big reason why I usually don't put these kind of videos out is just for this fact, like I'm folding a lot, there's not really much to talk about. I ramble enough as it is on these videos. I don't need to fill it up with more of that. So I usually just cut out the part, the first half hour or so, um, where nothing really that interesting happens. But it's also good to see, how to play early in these things, because I mean, if you only see when I have like a big stack, you don't see how I got that big stack. So you see, I folded an ace eight there after the under the gun guy limped. I think that's a fold every time, even though I would have had an ace on the flop. But this is a pretty scary flop. I mean, or a scary board. A lot of straight draws. There's a flush draw out there now. Doesn't look like anybody had anything though. And as many of you know, the starting hand requirements as you get, more into earlier position, or as the blinds get closer to you, you need a stronger hand to enter the pot with. Like last hand, I folded an ace eight. Under the gun, it's going to be even tighter requirements. I wouldn't play probably anything under, ace queen or like ace jack suited under the gun. In pocket pairs, I mean, I'd probably limp with all the smaller pocket pairs and raise with the bigger ones, but like an ace jack's pretty borderline if it's not suited. A lot of times I'd fold, especially early in the game like this when the blinds are only 10-20. Don't really have much to gain from raising under the gun with an ace jack offsuit. And even though being suited only really increases your percentage like 2 points, I think it's worth it to make that distinction. Not raise an ace jack offsuit, but you would raise an ace jack suited. Alright, so not a lot happening early in these things. Usually you have a few wild players at the $10 level that'll go all in on a risky situation, but looks like everyone's playing pretty solid here. And I'm not going to defend this blind here. I haven't seen much from this player, but one thing you can notice is, like, just if you don't have any read on a player, click the little hand history real quick and just see if they've won any pots and how many pots they've won. You see, this guy Igloon. Obviously, I'm folding this. That guy Igloon that raised, he hasn't won a pot yet. So just by default, I'm gonna label him as a pretty tight player, and I'll respect his raise, especially in middle position like that. He raises 5 times the big blind. I'm gonna give him a little respect, and until I have reason to think otherwise. But he got called down here with the king high and 2 spades, so Either the guy's got a king, most likely, or a spade draw, and he'll raise here if he's got a king. Uh, well, either way, he just hit his flush, so pretty bad card for Igloon. A great card to bluff for Murph over here, even if he doesn't have it. But he might just check and try to win the pot. Small bet, that's crazy. I don't understand that. So check raise. And he got paid off. I think that was a horrible raise by the sixes there. But I'm going to make a little note on just his pre-flop play. Five times the blind middle position equals 6-6. And, you know, not that it's going to matter for this game because it looks like he's pretty much out of it. But, you know, maybe I'll run into him at other tables. I'm not going to call this with a queen five. Oh, excuse me. Just not worth it. There's no value. The pot's going to be locked up for the all-in player, so